This video commentary is an analysis of a sequence from the Motorcycle Diaries. This particular sequence is when Ernesto receives a letter from his girlfriend Janina to end their relationship. Here, the director shows the stages of heartbreak. This commentary will capture the director's ways of portraying the feelings of shock, entrapment, somberness, and moving on. The aim of this video commentary is to analyse the sequence chosen and to better understand the 4 stages that Ernesto appears to go through to complete his trip with Alberto. The next part of this video will show the sequence that will later be analysed.
China, ¿y la platita? ¿La abro yo?
Abrilo, gordo.
Bueno. ¿Le dejo solo torcadito? ¿Cómo te quiero, Celia Lazarna? ¿Qué pasó? Fuser.
¿Está listo?
¿Yo?
Sí, po.
Claro.
Vamos.
Al tiro nomás.
At the beginning of this sequence, shock is the first feeling that the audience can see from Ernesto. As he receives the letter from his girlfriend, there is a visible contrast between the facial expressions that Ernesto has and Alberto has. Alberto's facial expressions show him happy and excited that he's received the money, whereas Ernesto's facial expressions show shock as he reads the letter. As he walks over to the pillar, the director uses a medium shot, which enables the focus to be on Ernesto and his still body language. This part of the sequence uses minimal sound, which allows the audience to focus on Ernesto and the feeling of shock that he is portraying. The use of the prop in this shot is essential to the sequence, as Ernesto uses the pillar as a support system first, followed by him using it as an anger support when he hits it. The second stage of the sequence is entrapment. After Ernesto hits the pillar, the director synchronizes the lift with the punching sound to emphasize his anger. There is an extreme close-up of the bars descending, which could link to Ernesto's mood going down. The sequence jumps to Alberto. By using a close-up shot, it shows his body language, arms folded, and bored facial expressions. This could be shown to emphasize Alberto's frustration with Ernesto's entrapment stage. As his eyes look to Ernesto, the sequence jumps to a close-up shot of Ernesto. He is staring in deep thought out of the window, still looking trapped. As the lift goes down, there is another extreme close-up of the bars with a wider shot in the distance of the bottom of the lift. The director may have used this shot to show the audience that Ernesto's entrapment stage is coming to an end. Ernesto continues to descend. As the screen goes black, it highlights the complete end of the entrapment stage. The third stage of this sequence is somberness. This stage is portrayed through an extremely peaceful setting. The director positions Ernesto by the waterfront, holding the letter from China. The director uses a medium shot, with Ernesto sitting to the left of the frame. This leaves the letter as the center of attention for the audience. This highlights the love that Ernesto had for Cecina and the heartbreak that he is currently going through. The sequence then transitions to another medium shot of Ernesto, but this time he is the centre of the shot. There are simple props in the background, such as the boats, which may be used to emphasise to Ernesto and the audience that life must go on after heartbreak. The sound in this sequence is minimal. All the audience can hear is the waves and the birds in the background. This has connotations of peace, as it may help Ernesto to come to terms with the breakup. As the shot jumps to Alberto, the audience are once again able to see the contrast of the two characters. The audience can see a medium shot of Alberto leaning against the middle of a colourfully painted boat. This could suggest that the colours represent the difference in feeling between Ernesto and Alberto. As the sun sets, Ernesto walks over to Alberto and asks if he is ready to leave. The camera stays still, letting the two walk out of the frame, possibly showing Ernesto leaving the sombre stage. Before proceeding to the final stage, there is an in-between shot of the town near the sea. The colours are extremely blue, with the minimal lights and calming sounds of crickets, with the beginning of tense music. The final stage of this sequence is moving on. Leading on from the sombre stage, the intense music carries on from the blue scene in the sea. That shot transitions into Ernesto's feet walking on a dirt road. The director uses a close-up of his feet. The sound during this shot is loud as he is kicking the dust up from the air, showing his anger. The intense music carries on. The shot jumps to another close-up, but with a jarred effect to show the passing of time. The setting of the dirt road gives a dark effect, with Ernesto's dull-coloured shoes and trousers giving connotations of anger and the want to power on. The director then uses a tilt shot to move up Ernesto's body. As the shot tilts up, it shows Ernesto's shadow in front of him, showing connotations of him being ahead of his feelings. The setting is very minimal, only using the bags as props. This could show Ernesto carrying the weight of his heartbreak, but having to carry on because he wants to forget about her and finish the rest of his trip. As the analysis of each stage of Ernesto's heartbreak comes to an end, here is an overview of the main sections. During his shock stage, more medium shots were used to show fully what was going on, but close enough to see the contrast of the two characters' feelings, which showed Alberto's excitement about money, whereas Ernesto was more in touch with his feelings, which the audience could see vividly throughout the earlier scenes of the film. During the entrapment stage, more close-ups and extreme close-ups were used to show the intensity both characters felt as Ernesto tried to work through the stages of his heartbreak. The lift was the main prop used during this part of the sequence, as it symbolised Ernesto's feelings of being trapped in his own upset. The intensity of fading into black at the end of the shot showed the progression of the next stage. The next stage was somberness. During this section, medium shots were mostly used to allow the audience to see the setting and the intensity of the piece Ernesto was trying to feel. The cool blue colours used during this section successfully showed the connotations of somberness. Another thing to observe is Ernesto wearing a white top throughout the whole of this sequence. This could show his naivety with the pure white in long-distance relationships and the hope that your partner will wait for you during personal life adventures. The final stage, moving on, showed a variety of close-ups and a tilting shot. Although this showed Ernesto moving on, trying to walk forward and carry on with his trip, it also showed his anger. This was seen through the contrast of dark colours at the bottom of his clothing. Then the top half with the white top showing his naivety. This showed a plethora of feelings as he carried his bags, showing connotations of carrying parts of his heartbreak with him. Yet, he carries on. To conclude, this video commentary showed an analysis of a sequence from the Motorcycle Diaries. The selected sequence showed the hardships, struggles, and triumphs of the stages of a breakup. The feelings of shock, entrapment, somberness, and moving on are clever stages that the director used in order to connect with the audience and their possible previous experiences. This sequence also showed the friendship between Ernesto and Alberto, while showing their contrasting personalities of possible greed from Alberto against a genuine hope to help from Ernesto. Thank you for watching and listening.